Good day. Today we're looking at the Pythagorean theorem. In Math 2, you should know the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared is used to find the sides of a right triangle. I want to make sure you're aware the a and b values are the legs of the triangle and c is the hypotenuse. All right, let's practice this. To find the hypotenuse, I'm looking across from the right angle. So x is my hypotenuse. This leaves me with 27 squared plus 22 squared is equal to x squared. This is 484, and this is 729. 1,213 equals x squared. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So x is equal to the square root of 1,213. The problem says round to the nearest tenth. I do not know this in my head, so we're going to use Desmos. Square root, if it'll let me type, of 1213 is approximately 34.8. I do want to point out you could have, at the very beginning, taken the square root of both sides and said 27 squared plus 22 squared is equal to x, and that would have been the same answer. Or, we make it really easy with Desmos, equals x squared. Always remember, instead of equal, you put minus and then parenthesis. 34.8, same answer, finished. The choice is yours. 3. 9 is the hypotenuse. 7 squared plus x squared equals 9 squared. 49 plus x squared equals 81. X squared is equal to 32. So x is the square root of 32. This is the square root of 16 times the square root of 2, which is 4 square root 2 as an exact answer, just in case it asks you on the test later. But for the approximate answer, it is 5.7. Okay. Go ahead and pause it and try numbers 1 and 4. Let's look at number 6. Now, number 6, I have a non-triangle, it's a quadrilateral, but I have a rectangle on the right side and a triangle on the left. As you can see, I've broken off the rectangle. If I break off the rectangle, I'm left with x on this line, a right angle on this altitude. So the triangle that I'm going to work with is 13, x, and 16. By doing this, I am eliminating this part of the figure, and I just have a right triangle to work with to find x. 13 squared plus x squared equals 16 squared. Use Desmos for this. X is about 9.3. Try number 5. For number 7, we are asked to find x as a length of an acute triangle. So how do we do that? Well, this takes a little bit of thinking. I do have an acute triangle, but more importantly, I have two right triangles. I have the triangle like this, which is 14, 12, and the unknown bottom. And I have the triangle on the right side, which is 12 and 29, yeah. And I know if I find the length of this portion, I'm going to call this A, and this portion, M, X will be equal to A plus M. So that gives me two problems to solve with triangles. The first one, 12 squared plus A squared equals 14 squared. The second one, 12 squared plus M squared equals 29 squared. Instead of A, I'm putting X. So this is about 7.2. And M is about 26.4. Okay, almost done with the problem. X is going to be equal to 7.2 plus 26.4. So that's 33.6. Try numbers 8 and 9. For these applications, I'm going to let you do numbers 10 and 11. I'm going to do 12 and 13. Ashley jogged 3 miles east, then 5.7 miles south. Make sure you know the directions on a compass. Never eat soggy waffles. Okay, northeast, southwest. So she's jogging 3.4 miles to the east. Then she's going to turn and jog 5.7 miles south. And I want to know how far she is from her starting point. I'm not asking how far has she run. I want to know how far is she in a straight line from her home. Notice from south or east to south, it does make a right angle. So I have 3.4 squared plus 5.7 squared equals my question mark squared. So she is going to be approximately, and you can type this in Desmos to solve it, 6.6 miles away from her house, or away from her starting position. All right, number 13. A 31-foot support wire is attached on the top of a 25-foot telephone pole. Okay, telephone pole, support wire. It says this is 25 foot, this is 31 foot. How far from the base of the pole does the wire meet the ground? I'm looking for this length. So here, I'm solving for a leg, 25 squared plus question mark squared is 31 squared. When I do this, I'm going to get about 18.3 feet. Try numbers 10 and 11. The Pythagorean theorem converse. This is really easy if you know how to use it. If your hypotenuse squared, supposed hypotenuse squared, the C side, the largest side, is equal to the smaller two sides summed together squared, it is a right triangle. If it's greater than, it is obtuse, and if it's less than, it is acute. The first thing you have to do for these problems, make sure you actually have a triangle. The biggest side has to be less than the sum of the two smaller sides. All right, number one, I'm gonna do my check first. So 9 is less than 3 plus 7. 9 is less than 10. This is good. We do have a triangle, so 9 squared, 3 squared plus 7 squared. 81. This is 9 plus 49, 58. 81 is greater than 58, therefore this is obtuse. 2. 29 needs to be less than 20 plus 21. 29 is less than 41. 29 squared, 20 squared plus 21 squared. This is 841. 20 squared is 400. 21 squared is 441. So this is 841 also. These are equal. I have a right triangle. Number 6. I'm going to do my check. 23 needs to be less than 8 plus 15. 23 is less than 23. This is incorrect. It is not a triangle. Number 7. 39 is less than 35 plus 31. 39 is less than 66. This is true. So 39 squared, 31 squared plus 35 squared. 31 squared is 1,521. 31 squared plus 35 squared is 2,186. The 1521 is less than it. This is an acute triangle. Okay. Let's try problems 3 through 8. Here's your answers. This is all that I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your evening.